So yeah, there's the other challenge we have usually when it comes to transfers is the issue of hidden fees. You know, not everything goes through the transparent system, if I can call it that. This is usually not necessarily illegal, but in some instances it is. Are there steps that FIFA is taking to kind of curb this kind of thing and make sure that everything is transparent and that compensation that is discussed, announced, is actually the actual value of players that are moving?
Yes, of course. I'm going to be, like always, very honest. It's very, very difficult when we speak about 17,000 transfers every year to be able to follow every single transfer and to be able to understand whether the information entering the system is the correct one or not. So I think we need to start from that basis. But of course, FIFA has specifically one team that takes care of the transfers, that takes care of the review of every transfer to make sure that all the information is correct. We also have other sources. We also have the help of the member associations. We also have the help of clubs. And so I think, of course, it's not easy, but I think we've done a lot in order to actually make sure that what is declared in the system is actually what is going on in the real transfer.
Thank you, Hector. As we do to a close, maybe you can also prepare 2 or 3 questions we'll take from the audience. Otherwise, what do you see as the progression or trends in the African transfer market? Do you think Africa will continue to be an academy for European football? I think yesterday we had from the platform here that clubs basically having their strategy based on the sale of players to Europe. What trends do you see, and how can Africa really improve?
Well, first of all, as I said, right now, if we look at the African transfer market, I think that the first trend is the movement between African clubs. That's the first one. And the second one is for players from Africa to move to Europe. That's the second one. And I think that doesn't only happen in Africa. I think, of course, we all know the dominance of the European market, but it's true that is the objective of FIFA to try to make football more global. And for that purpose, one of the things that is being done is to try to, for example, through programs like maybe Arsene Wenger already explained about it, the talent development scheme, in order to give more opportunities to every young player to develop. We're speaking about giving more resources and more finance to every member association in order to develop new infrastructures. But it's true as well that the African transfer market is already evolving. So if we look at actually what happened in the last 3-4 years, and this was actually really interesting to me to see it with the reports, which is that there has been actually since 2019 until now, there have been more than double of the number of transfers that have taken place from clubs in Africa, and also the value of those transfers have doubled as well. So I think there is already an evolution that, of course, is still a process, what we've been saying, but I think it's in the correct path. And I think, of course, with the support of FIFA, with the different initiatives put in place as well by CAF in this case, and by the member associations, I think this will develop. And I think, I'm sorry to if I take a bit longer, but I think, and I just said it at the beginning, and I think it's quite interesting, because we also have in our minds always the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo, of the likes of Mohamed Salah, the likes of Eden Hazard, of all those players. But I think if we speak about Africa, and you said it perfectly, for example, Egypt is one of the 30 associations in the world that receive more money for transfer fees. Nigeria and Ghana, for example, are between the 20-25 member associations which release more players to the world. If we take I don't know, the transfer fees paid for, or the biggest transfer fees paid, that we will always see Neymar being the top, but if we take the first 20, we will see there Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, we will see there Pepe, we will see there Keita. So I think there is already something that we don't need to let's say, be negative in the sense of saying, look, of course there is room for improvement, but I think it's everything in the correct path.
Excellent, Mr. Navarro. So.